We're on to Cincinnati because Thursday night, the Jaguars visit the resurgent, amazing Bengals. The look ahead line, the line that was posted, in advance of games last week, the Bengals were 2.5-point favorites. The Bengals, 2-1, win over Minnesota, win over Pittsburgh, -7.5. Whoa, Nettie!
Damn it, Chad. Damn it. Why do we have to keep betting the Jaguars? What is right? This is such a blessing and a curse in life. It's the truest thing ever, right, with this. I hate it. I hate that we have to make this bet because just looking at the board, I love this for our survivor pick. I mean, again, we'll talk about it on Thursday, but Cincinnati, in what world do they lose to this Jaguars team who's been outscored probably 50 points to about 10 in the second half this year? God, the Jaguars are awful. I hate that we have to keep betting on them, but you just talked about this line. The look at was -2.5. Now they're up to -7.5. Yikes.
All right, well, let me frame it this way, though. So let's say we're going to bet on the Jaguars. And we did last weekend. We had the Jaguars +7.5 at home against the Cardinals. I thought if there's ever going to be a game the Jaguars win, this is going to be it.
Or just cover. Like that felt like a guaranteed cover kind of game.
So the question is, this team has 0-17 written all over it. The coach stinks. The quarterback is young, making bad decisions. That was a horrible pick six that really cost the Jaguars the game and cost them the cover. So why do we have to bet the Jaguars? We don't have to bet the game, by the way. Like, comes a point where there is diminishing returns on this precedent. We decided where the Jaguars are the right side because it's overvalued on the number moving so high. I don't feel like I have to bet the Jaguars +7.5.
You don't. That's why you get to live a good life, Chad. But as a professional, I do. And I had this at 4.5. I adjusted after the game with the Jaguars. No way did I move this all up to 7.5. So if I think I'm getting 3 points of value, I bet this number. The Jaguars are terrible. Everything you said is so true. But Cincinnati is not as good as people think they are. They're actually our best team right now for our competition. We're 3-0 in games involved in Cincinnati. We picked them twice and they won outright both times for us. And we faded them with the Bears and they lost. So I do have a pulse on this team, it feels like, with Cincinnati. And again, my Thursday nights, I usually go chalk. I usually do take the favorites, especially home favorites. I'm not as scared of it when it's a big number like this. But I have to. This is just – it's an inflated number, and this is just a backdoor game. The Bengals defense is not good enough to be favored by this many points. And Lawrence, he's bad right now. I mean, we haven't talked about it yet. I believe rookies are 1-10 against the spread this season, and the only cover was a rookie playing a rookie, and Mac Jones beating was it Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson, yep.
So I don't know, Chad. I'm not going to make people do it. But this is my life. These are the games I have to bet because, I mean, I do it enough. This is a 60% kind of situation where you're just taking a team that they're 0-3. They're 0-3 against the spread. We saw it last year, too. We talked about this. The Jets and the Cowboys, they didn't cover for 5-6 weeks to start the year. So I'm not making people bet this. We're not putting this in our contest either. I'm so out, but we are going to be talking Thursday. This might end up being one of our survivor picks because I just don't see a world where the Bengals don't win this game at home on a short week against the awful, awful coaching of Urban Meyer.
So when you think about this game, and I want to move on to the next game, but it's a game that's disgusting. It's a game that you can't find any tangible reason for the way the teams are playing to really have confidence in the Jaguars, but you feel like you have to bet it. You're a professional bettor. You've got to take every opportunity to make as much money as you can in these 5 or 6 months. So you're betting sides, you're betting totals, you're betting money lines, et cetera, et cetera.
The Jags things isn't bouncing their way, though. That's the thing.
No, but here's my question. My question. How much do you end up betting on this game? Like, as a percentage of bankroll in if you're normally betting, say, 2 to 3 units on a game, is this a 1-unit bet? How do you determine what that is if you feel like you have to bet it because the opportunities to make money on the right plays is limited?
It's all situational too. Or I told you last week, we do that convince me meeting on Friday. My 2 biggest bets on Friday were the Chargers went out right and the Jaguars who got smoked. So it is all about situation and where I'm angling at. But again, that's the hardest part where it's like I had a good day because a lot of those unders hit and I hit big on the Rams and I hit big on the Vikings, 2 teams I really liked that day. but I gave a lot of it back Monday night because we talked about it. I took the Eagles plus 4.5. I took the Eagles plus 4. And I took them at 3.5. So that's the hardest thing where this Jaguars, because they've been so bad. Yeah, I'm not say I had up close to like 10K last week on them on the spread, and then probably another like 2 or 3K on their money line, like involved in bets like that. At most, I'll put 5K on the spread. I'm just, it's one of those as a professional, I'll bet this because there's value on this line, but I'm not betting it big again because like we just talked about, something's just wrong there. Like they're literally driving at the end of the game to get us this back door, and Robinson fumbles it in the red zone. And it just felt like every little thing that could have gone wrong with the Jaguars kind of did, even though they had that kick return at the end of the half. It's bad there. I honestly, like, I wasn't giving you much credit for how you were saying you think Urban was going to leave for USC. Every game that goes by, you see it wearing on this guy. I mean, if they do start 0-7, I think he leaves too.